More Norman Carver Library. Seeking the death penalty for people who steal from me and get in the way of me receiving money and tagging the FBI, the SPOS, NATO, Interpol, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, the Justice Department, the United States, the International Criminal Court. Even though the International Criminal Court exists, you can decapitate Bahamian citizens that have caused my starvation for more than 30 years, getting in the way of my lady card so I can't date. You can decapitate everyone that stays in my homes without my permission, everyone that steals my vehicles, everyone that gets in the way of me receiving money, everyone that steals my money. It's April 27, 2025. Those dishes are so disgusting. You can give me money in person through PayPal. It's Blue Sky Designs Go, lo que estoy pensando, straight to my heart, Arlene Lorenzo Art. Shop INTAYIAFAY. I'm tired shop. My GoFundMe campaign is gofundme.com/f/Arlene Lorenzo Acevedo. I updated my resume a while ago, and I have so trims in the past months that I can add to that. I shared them with Data and Kimani. What else? Like the price of gold hitting another record high. What else? 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 That too. What else? 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 This is cute to read. What else? 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 This is huge. How do I put this into words? What else? 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 I'm bored. I'm bored. This too. What else? What else? What else? There's via link downtown. That's not just for getting to doctor's appointment. What doctor appointment? I seriously have to visit the dentist. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? That's cute to read. What else? 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 That too. What else? That is cute. What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. This. What else? 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 And I think I already added that. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? When I'm financially stable, I plan to travel. The planet every people, ideally polyamorous men. What else? What else? These are some of my shopping habits. I still owe money to my credit card, or I'm a victim of terrorism, so that's very understanding. To anyone, for the most part, that I'm a victim of terrorism. I got a job at Gap. I had been working a set amount of hours, I thought, though those fluctuate based on needs, and their half brother terrorized me. Well, I was at a bus and I had to ask for my hours to be lowered because he's raped me already, so he's possibly trying to kill me. He disposed of me decades ago by saying to me when I was a teen, showing me videos of how he and Jeannie Gentili just rape each other. And a Stephanie girl and saying, Arlene, that could have been you. They caused my parents to extremely abuse me, and then they want to blame me for me not having a relationship with them. They're so disturbing, so gross. So una basura, una asquerosidad. Anyway, so I had to lower. As for the hours that I work, got to be lowered, and I ended up not being able to pay my credit card that I had just taken. That happens to victims of terrorism. They steal a significant amount of money from me. They're disgusting. They steal my homes. They steal my vehicles. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez's son's half brother that raped me when I was 3. That terrorized me when I was a teen with pictures of videos of himself with some other, they're not women, it's females. Saying that that could have been me is just terrorizing me, trying to rape me, possibly. And then as a teen, I was at a networking event. I just looked at him and I said, wow, he's very handsome. And he just directed his conversation towards me and said, Arlene, you better get to work so you take us out on a eat. That's 5 years old that you just met there, took us out all together. They're not date worthy. They're not sex worthy to me. They're disgusting. They're just rapists, murderers, and thieves. You can decapitate me on mis horizontes sons that rape me to steal my money and get in the way of your same money. You can decapitate Jeannie Gentili Suarez. You can decapitate the Stephanie girl if she stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicle, steals my money, gets in the way of your same money. I had heard at one point that they made her kill herself with raping her, acting like she was me. I don't know if that's true or not. And what else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate on a girl that now is an adult that works at Gap 9010 as of when I was working there last year fall. If she stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of my receipt money, or steals my money so I can't meet with my man. I want to date when I'm financially stable. You can decapitate everyone that gets in the way of my receipt money. What else? What else? What else? He wants to mock me that he made me have a resume in Queens that he was met in other places, haven't worked a day in his like in their life. He's mixing in play pretend with real life. They're dumb. They're stupid. They're like, well, if I were a queen. So they're trying to pick a career after they already work and then they want to kill everyone that has witnessed them working. So they're like, I can start from over. No one will know that I worked. They're stupid. They're stupid. They're stupid. You can decapitate David Ledesma that raped me in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. You can decapitate Jorge Aviles that raped me in 2016. You can decapitate Marily Lorenzo Acevedo that in 2020 most likely would have taken me hostage privately in conversation. Tell me, oh mira, aquella persona trabaja en la biblioteca esta y está casado con él, trying to terrorize me so I don't see places of shelter and so I stay in my apartment and die. Right now, I've been without electricity in my apartment for more than a month. And Albert Asqueroso said to me decades ago that if that ever happens to me, I need to stay in my apartment and just die there, in my own shed, and not drink water until I die. He's disgusting. Es una basura. Ew, that leech proposed to give Catholic marriage to me. To kill me? Possibly. They're disgusting. They're so gross. He stole my money to date him, begged me to take him out dancing. Fue una basura, una asquerosidad. Spent his money with drug addicts, leeches, rapists, murderers, and thieves, and then wanted a Catholic wedding with me. I'm not his rehabilitation clinic. He's disgusting. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate by how many sons that rape me to sell $1 It's April 27, 2025. I'm born. I'm born. Who's gifting me money today? They're formatted for children. And then they ask for una prueba de amor, which is rape. They're like, well, if you suck my dick where I like it, then I'll date you. They won't sit down to dinner with one, and I understand that if they don't want to do that with me, but they don't want to take me hostage and try to kill me because I refuse to have sex with them. They want continuity from me being a toddler on their dick, and I don't have to give them that. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. They try to cause females to rape me. They've caused females to rape me in the past. You can decapitate Jennifer Marie Vasquez, es una bruta asquerosa. You can decapitate Yesenia Roman Feliciano. You can decapitate Sarah Francis, that went on to show me in my home that she stays in so I can be with him. How they all have sex with her, and that could have been me, and she was laughing. Like, that makes her a woman. They're disgusting. Why do they even exist? I'm appalled that they're still alive. They were waiting for Richie to get of adult age and Jorge Avilés to get of adult age to kill them with the death penalty, it seems. My God, man. No, ay, ni como yo les dije a esto. They're faking being me behind the scenes. And they're stupid. They're like, yeah, but she brought it up, so that must have been her. Yeah, es un menorito asqueroso para dormir de un año, imagínate. Ew, es un embarrassment, una asquerosidad. He fakes being me in group chats, possibly talking to himself like it's me. And he pays people to pretend to be me. And that would have transpired already if it had been really me. I would have at least brought it up once. So and so told me this when I faked an account, or I showed up as myself. If I show up myself, I don't even have to hide it. They're sexting using my image behind the scenes. They're disgusting. What else? What else? What else? What else? I had already been told decades ago how they see someone drinking water from a water and they think it's swallowing semen. What else? 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 No one wants to be on the internet drinking water from a bottle ever. For that reason, I'm like, I'll do it if I have to. I can separate the two. They can get bujas behind the scene like, wow. So ella acaba de decir que ella sabe que hay gente que piensa que esto es swallowing semen de un pene y como quiera se hizo voluntaria. Aquí tengo a Cindy, es como tremenda modelo. Mira, mide 10 pies de altura, tiene este traje, size zero, bla, bla, bla. Cindy no sabe que hay hombres y mujeres que cuando ven a alguien tomando agua de una botella de agua, piensan que eso es un pene y semen. Esta es la nueva adquisición del planeta. Sí, well, that's how he introduces them. Does he ask Bill Gates to step down from being, what is he in Microsoft right now? Or haven't even mentioned that he was a founder? And be like, we're placing Cindy instead. Cindy's hotter, okay? El tipo es un puerco, una basura. Este trata de tirar un peo por mí en trata de que otra gente se tire un peo por mí. Eso es imposible. They're disgusting. They're so gross. So if I have stocks that are not transferable, él quiere que vaya a Cindy que le mama el pene. And he kills for that. He's killed millions of people trying to transfer my identity onto whoever sucks his dick. Ew, 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 ew. They're so gross. They're so gross. They're disgusting. People cogen más con agua de Puerto Rico. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. You can decapitate Cecilia Lorenzo. You can decapitate Madrina Acevedo Lorenzo. You can decapitate Linda Acevedo Lorenzo. You can decapitate Orlando Acevedo Lorenzo. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez Lorenzo's sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of your same money so that their Cindy doesn't get offended. My mommy is prettier than all of you. So he's literally trying to kill everyone on the planet just to keep his parents and his mom. He's like, I would be fine with sex that way. And then the FBI wouldn't be there. And I impregnated my mother. Did he have a peplum baby with her? So they tried to get rid of the FBI. No one has said that they'll go to jail for having sex between brothers if no one cries rape. Pero they're terrorists. Son una basura, una asquerosidad. Ew, 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 ew. They're disgusting. They're trying to facilitate people raping me. They're so una basura. They're una basura, una asquerosidad. You can decapitate Germinos Herrero that steals my money trying to give them first dibs on my vagina. That's how I got raped by Michael Norman. I got raped by Jorge Aviles. I got raped by David Ledesma. I got raped by Juan Manuel de Lis. That's how Sarah Francis and Berenice Venegas terrorized me at Nordstrom. You can decapitate Germinos Herrero. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate Sarah Francis. You can decapitate Berenice Venegas. You can decapitate Michael Norman. You can decapitate Jorge Aviles. You can decapitate David Ledesma. You can decapitate Amanda Herrera. You can decapitate Kingdom Barnes. You can decapitate Eric Garza if he stays in my home without my permission, steals my vehicle, steals my money, and gets in the way of receiving money. I met him when he was a little kid briefly. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I miss Jaden. I miss King Lonnie. I haven't hugged King Lonnie since November 2020. I haven't hugged Jaden since last year when he visited me. We visited the library, Central Library. We both ate at Central Market. That was so much fun. What else? 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 You can decapitate everyone that's caused my starvation, my anxiety, my depression, my poverty, everyone that stays in my homes without my permission. You can decapitate Ginny General y esos hombres que se toman mi café. Sin mi permiso en mi casa, esa tipa una puerca. I want to sell my home. I want to get my brand new underwear that's there, my vehicles, my money. And they infiltrated my homes with leashes so I can't even visit the home. When they're not there, ellos dejan a Ginny General y que se queda allí. One of them asked me if that's my home from the Prophets of the artwork that he and I painted together. Is disgusting. He asked me to change my name from the title to Jennifer Maris Vasquez's name. Now, if that was him trying to buy me as an illegal prostitute, then I'm glad that he switched the name on the title to Jennifer Marie Vasquez, que una asquerosidad. What else? I'm not gonna fight with them privately because they may be trying to make me look like a fool. He may have just stole all the artwork, all the money, and went on to build the homes with his own personal money, and the vehicle was a gift towards me if I lived with him, trying to make me sound cuckoo. Like, no, that was with my money that I bought her a vehicle. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? They're disgusting. They're disgusting. They're so gross. He took me hostage into that home. He's disgusting. He raped me in my own home, in my bed. I was playing with my t-shirt, planning how do I get to a machete and kill him. And he asked me to take off my top, que Evelyn de Jesus había quedado con él allí, pretending to be me. And he grabbed me and he said, look, 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 like this. She slept with me like this. One day he even switched the mattress for me to stay there. Wow. No fucking kidding, if it's my home. He thinks I need to be impressed with that. Then they're disgusting. They want one to get sexually aroused as one is walking into. I think that's why I sat on the couch, which is still gross, and why he was complaining because it's possibly rape. So many people are gonna rape on the couch. But he brought up the mattress as he was bringing me into my own home. It's like, I even had the mattress switch. So I think I sat on the couch and he freaked out that I did not head over straight to the new mattress. Like, either whether it's on the couch or on the mattress, it's gonna be rape towards me. I might as well just sit and turn on the TV. I mean, it's my home, isn't it? If I have paid for it with the profits of my artwork, like, either way, I'm gonna get raped, so I'm gonna make his life miserable right now. I sat on the couch and I turned on the TV. Then he raped me, took me hostage in my parents' home, took me to my own home with him, and he complained that I wasn't being a good hostess. They're disgusting. I want them dead. I want them dead immediately. There's people in Aguada, Puerto Rico that have immunity to kill them. In self defense for myself, for themselves, for their daughters, for their sons that they rape. Ew, 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 ew. That's a wannabe socialite, so gross. Always mocking lifestyle. Es un burlón. For un malagradecido. He killed Gloria Nirsa over a comment over spandex while Gloria Nirsa was gauging. What is it that that kid needs so he doesn't kill us or kills himself? And he went on to kill Gloria Nirsa. For they're embarrassing. I don't ever want that near me. They're disgusting. You can decapitate Evelyn Lorenzo Acevedo. That steals my money so I can't date with the excuse that he could find me anywhere. I don't see him around here. And even if I did, I have this ability to ignore him all the time. Ew, ew, ew. My siblings are trying to get in the way of my sex life, trying to rape me. So they use any excuse. They use terrorism. They're disgusting. You can decapitate Evelyn Velones Acevedo. You can decapitate Marilyn Velones Acevedo. You can decapitate G. Velones Acevedo. You can decapitate Germuñoz Carrera's cause for me to get raped by stealing my money and stealing Jada's and Kehlani's money. I'm no longer speech impaired. Hi, SAPD. I've yet to make it there. We're gonna sing in my vehicle. It's okay. All through I-35 at a great speed too, never over the speed limit. What? Sometimes people go through over the speed limit. I did once, maybe hoping that a cop would interrogate me. So I got to 100 and then I stopped. I'm like, oh, this vehicle is so smooth. It's so good. And then I texted Jorge Aviles. I'm like, look what I did. I want him to die. for raping me, for terrorizing me, for trafficking me into poverty. What else? I couldn't go to the police station and report him. I was under the poverty level, stressed out with having to work and being a victim of theft, domestic violence, abuse, and now rape. You can decapitate Edgar Munoz Carrero that wants to traffic me into slavery. He steals mine, Jada's and Kanani's money, so I have to work, so I don't have time for my pussy to be happy. Ew. You can decapitate. She's a sex addict, a porn addict. Evelyn Yvette Lorenzo Acevedo. They're disgusting. No longer speech impaired. Do you know how difficult it is? Like, when I see screenshot, I was like, how do I say that? Ew. They're disgusting. What is there here? Like my fingers have chocolate. Chocolate is just so I can't touch it. Oof. What else? So the Kennedys are one. Eh, so there's chocolate. On my refrigerator. How many I feel like what else? What else? Ew, you can decapitate Olivia Lorenzo Acevedo. That's a porn addict trying to traffic me into work so that she can talk about body parts or toilets as if that's sex, or to compliment me on my high heels, or ay, te quiero poner the tenis. You can decapitate Claudio Gabriela Martinez Urias who stays in my home without my permission. What else? I'm bored. When I'm financially stable, I plan to delete all of these profiles that are friends on Facebook with me, post just for myself. And what else? Or just add people as I network. What else? I'm bored. I want to shop today by myself or with Jada Kanani. You can give me money in person through PayPal. To my GoFundMe campaign, PayPal is Air Blue Sky Designs con lo que estoy pensando. Straight to my heart, only Lorenzo Art. Shop INTAYIAFBY entire shop. My GoFundMe campaign is gofundme.com/f/Lorenzo. I'm surprised today's Sunday. I thought it was Sunday. I thought my bus pass expired on Friday. No, not yesterday. What else? I have a phone bill that's due soon. If I don't have money, then I'll just walk over to the library, contact Jaden and Kanani through email or Instagram. He steals my money and then goes on to tell people only people with a certain net worth and money in the bank should be on Instagram, so that phone call that she made to her kid doesn't count. What's the purpose of his words, people say? They're so disgusting. They're always raping. Ew. They're so unsexy. They don't get it. And they steal my money because I get it. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. When I financially stable, plan to travel, plan and meet people I do live on your own. I'm excited about that. They are very deceiving to people. They're like, oh, she asked us that question, but we won't answer publicly. So stay here. Así parece Jimmy Jandaliri todo el día, hablando con la gente. They use children to attract people to rape. So they're like, quédate aquí conmigo en lo que ella llega. Entonces se tratan de hacer pasar por la mamá o el papá de Jane y Kehlani for a while, just luring in people to rape. They're disgusting based on what I witnessed and based on how I'm starving. And I don't have a daughter right now. And I'm a victim of theft, domestic violence, abuse, genocide, rape, sexual harassment. They've been confirmed behind the scenes. She's just a straggler that was around my parents all the time. A relative of my dad. He steals from me and starves me on purpose because he doesn't want me to offend his genitalities with the word straggler. It's the truth. Él es peor que un nene chiquito, un menorito asqueroso. Él se cree que yo la estoy ofendiendo con la palabra straggler. Es porque en su cabeza él se masturba to the thought of hurting me. Y ella participa, I've heard. Ella le dice cómo me mamaría las tetas. O lo que me harían. So he's like, ella no es un straggler para ti, Arlene, if you're always texting about you. Her parents were always working, supposedly. What else? 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 Her parents let us toddler exploration. I may have landed on his dick or her vagina. If it happened, I have no hard feelings. I maintain boundaries with people. It gets overwhelming sometimes for people. They say, and I respect that. They're like, you can't joke like that and tease me. Because sometimes I would be with her mother in the kitchen and acting all sexy like she's like, you can't. Because then people start wondering, like, well, is she attracted to me that way again? But they would explain it, and I'm like, no, no. And they're like, I know, but I'm just telling you, like, you can't go around with all these people that you divorced when you were a toddler seducing them. They just think that your existence is seducing them for. Porque then they get their hopes high and they think that you want to initiate a relationship with them. So you can't even do a sexual innuendo. Decades ago, she's like, stay away from them all. What else? 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 So not even for fun, one can act all seductive in front of those people. They don't act like family members. They're just like animals on top of each other. So gross. What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. You can give me money in person through PayPal. It's AR Blue Sky. Blue Sky Designs gone. Lo que estoy pensando. Straight to my heart. Arlene Lorenzo Art. There's also shop INTAYIAFAY Entire Shop. And my GoFundMe campaign. That's the link. Or GoFundMe.com/F/Arlene-Lorenzo-7. You can decapitate Ramon Lorenzo Lorenzo to get some the way where you're saving money. It's possibly stole all the trust that I've received, if I've received any. Or Gloria Mirza died with me. They don't want me to get hijacked with my purse or my vehicle one day, so they tried to kill me. because I already got hijacked in my bedroom decades ago with money being stolen from me so we couldn't date. One of them said to me that he had just stolen $70,000 from me. I don't know, and that may have been like the lowest that a piece of artwork sold or the highest. I wouldn't know. He was the one that sold the artwork. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. He went on to give the money to Carolina Chavez, who later stayed in my homes and stole my vehicles and got in the way of me receiving money. I was at a party when I was a child, and I said to their dad that I missed them because they weren't there. And some lady suggested that they bring them back to Puerto Rico so I would date them. Like, that's not in my plans. So, they hate me, they steal from me, they stay in my homes without my permission, they steal my vehicles. They get in the way of your same money. They blame me for them getting raped in Puerto Rico after they were brought back to Puerto Rico as soon as this could speak. It's like my brother told me that I was born in Puerto Rico. But then I'm here in Puerto Rico because you trafficked us here. So I need to hate you. They don't visit the beach. They don't go from Cuchifrito to Cuchifrito and restaurant to restaurant and shopping and living life in Puerto Rico. They just associate Puerto Rico with rape. For no hacen turismo interno. Their dad does, I've heard, porque he's like, Arlene hace turismo interno. Y estos nenes siempre están jodiendo. What else? What else? So they've tried to change the English language, I've heard, to where at any time means now. Have you heard about that? So they're like, well, what do you think? Marley never suck our pussies or dicks. And people say, well, don't lose hope. Some people think the relationships could start at any time, restart at any time. They're like, well, anytime means now. From now on, guys, anytime means now. They're so gross. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. They're menoritos y menoritas asquerosos, asquerosos. They steal, they rape, they murder, they lie. So, 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 so. So, let's go. You can decapitate me, help me, sons, rape me, steal my money, and get another my money. You can decapitate, you need to let it on Sosores. You can decapitate Melissa Gomez Rivera. You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Jacob Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Evelyn Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Diana Acevedo. Oh, I'm pinning on Pinterest for my first person. Exhausted right now. What else? 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 I need to that look. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I miss Data. I miss Inoni. I miss Data. I miss Inoni. You can decapitate around the seals for me. Is this thing live? Ask calls for Jaden Kinglani to be separated from me. They want to take my children prisoner and pretend that they're Jaden and Kinglani's mom. They possibly go on, talk to Jaden Kinglani, introduce themselves as if they're a parent or not, trying to gain their trust, trying to rape them. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. One even needs to bring out the kid's birth certificate and make it public. I've witnessed people doing that decades ago. One even needs to make one's kids' birth certificates public so that people stop. And yet he went on to rape Christine Selenkov so that she would show up in one of the birth certificates. Dan un asco, son una basura. I just picked her name from TRICARE providers, and the clinic that she was at was connecting to the Davis Hospital. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? And I could have been in Ogden, my KD, is it my K? Or at Davis, and I thought, I don't know why. I don't want a brand new hospital for his birth. Like, I want to trust the hospital, Leighton, that he'll be okay. What else? 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 Do they mock Jaden and Kehlani and they're like, Jaden, tú eres peor que Kehlani because you weren't born in a brand new hospital. And Kehlani was, oh, but that's because it was a brand new city. Oh, your mother doesn't let your self esteem get lower like mine. Lucky you, lucky you. They terrorize my children. Ew, 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 ew. I imagine them being so gross and being like, hey, invítame a comer hoy. Yeah. Is still alive. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. I hate that we don't have to ask the bus driver for a free ride on the bus. What else? You can decapitate everyone that steals my money, everyone that gets in the way of me receiving money, everyone that stays in my homes without my permission, everyone that steals my vehicles. It's April 27, 2025. You can decapitate Jimmy Gendaliris on esos horas que se queda en mi casa so I can't be with my man. You can decapitate Jimmy Gendaliris on esos horas that steals my vehicle so I can't be with my man. You can decapitate Jimmy Gendaliris on esos horas that steals my money so I can't be with my man. You can decapitate Gina Generalities on Suarez. That gets in the way of your saving money, so I can't be with my man. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez on sons that rape me, that steal my money, and get in the way of your saving money. It's April 27, 2025. I'm bored. I'm bored. Ella, ¿de dónde sale tanta gente puerca? ¡Qué asco! Fo. Ew, people talk to them for decades already. Y no le entra la inteligencia. So gross. So gross. I distanced myself from these people over 20 years ago of how disgusting they are. Ew, 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 ew. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. What else? Where is the birth certificate? There it is. Hi. Jada's or lists me as a mother of Jada Munoz Lorenzo. And Kaylani is that lists me as a mother of Kaylani Munoz Lorenzo. I even went on to add my last name there, hyphenated with figures. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? They're so basura. They're so disgusting. I don't talk to them because they wanna rape me or what is it, belittle me and say, oh, so now you're Muñoz Lorenzo ahora. And remind me that 8 years that raped me that lasted like 3 seconds, honestly. If that happened, he put his penis in me and me saying like, no, get off me. Like literally it was like that. Ew, ew, ew. And one of them wants to kill me because that's his papi chulo. And how dare he rape me when then he couldn't have sex with me. So he lives deteriorado que when I was, what, 3, he could have sex with me because Edgar's dad grabbed me away from him very disrespectfully. Ellos se la pasan llorando porque la gente le va a ver pene. So, ellos no son hombres. Ellos, that's how they get penis and vagina crying. Ew, ew, ew. They're rapists, murderers, and thieves. So gross. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. What else? They make plans with me so that whoever listens in gives them money. So they open group chats with people that son facilito trabajando el dinero. I've heard. And they're like, dale, Sario, ¿a dónde tú llevarías a Arlene a comer? Oh, wow, es this sitio. And then there's people gifting them money for that to happen. They don't ever intend to do that. You can decapitate Cyrus Peña that trafficked me into poverty, trying to rape me. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way and receive money. They're disgusting. I don't ever want them near me. What else? What else? What else? When I finish this stable, I plan to travel the planet and meet people, ideally polyamorous men. Hopefully, I run into one of you that has a criminal record on his way to jail. Hopefully, stops them from. They steal my money. They're like, no, para que entonces esté con otro que es un abusador, pero ella no es abusada. They want to literally control my vagina. They steal my vehicles. And these leeches act like they're controlling my vagina as they let them drive my vehicles. They're sick, so disgusting. Una asquerosidad. Ew. Una basura, una asquerosidad. Ew. Ew. They know they're breaking the law when they do that, and they justify it. They're like, well, if we kill everyone, then we can rule the planet. We won't go to jail. So they always have plans of eliminating everyone in the planet. That's why they always do the wrong thing. Because they're like, by the time the police catches us, we've already killed everyone. And we will be true owners of the planet that can decide everything. So they're always trying to dismantle the FBI. It's so embarrassing. A mí el FBI no me da ni me quita nada. It's one of my parents' presents once. They're like, do you want to be raped as you're walking to the store? It's like, beware with the decision. I'm like, I'm not going to have a dismantle ever or suggest towards that. But they're like, you can't say that the FBI doesn't exist. You don't need to worry about the FBI existing from the breaking the law point of view because you don't break the law. But the FBI, like, put all the words in me, go ahead. Everything that you're saying. They're like, you do need the FBI so that you're not walking. Girl, the FBI would exist. Your siblings would be raping you right now. Is what they would say to me. Ew. They called that she won't budge. And they spent thousands of hours conferring behind the scenes. Ese menorito también. Possibly 4. Qué asco. I saw him at the age of 8. People would tell me at 3 that I was gonna have babies with him. I saw him at the age of 8. I'm like, you know, you're having babies together. So it's just a business transaction. It's not like I'm so in love with this guy. I can't wait. Like, I look forward to the babies that I'll create with him back then. What else? Because he sustained me while they were all stealing my money. They want to try to force me to go back to live with him for them to get a second chance and not get into the death penalty. They're delusional. They're so gross. Yeah. They're disgusting. Una basura, una asquerosidad. Y again, decapitate Ginny Gendaliri son esos Suárez. Que se queda en mi casa sin mi permiso so I can be with my man. Me roba mi dinero so I can be with my man. She steals my vehicle so I can be with my man and to be in charge of my vagina. Because she wants to rape me. She's so gross. Ginny Gendaliri, Jendy Lorenzo Suárez steals my money so I can be with my man. She doesn't know what marriage is. She doesn't know what being a woman is. She's so disgusting. She thinks that dating is about killing people to get to dick and pussy. And there's like literal competition of like, I'm better than her. She can't be better than me when it comes to sex because I give myself the quality of sex that I want to give to myself. Ew. She's just a service provider to people. She reads me, watches me since I was a child, and she's like, well. Lo único que nos queda averiguar, chicas, or legal prostitute friends. Es si Arlene traga semen o no, eso sabremos cuando ella tenga a Kehlani. Right in my presence, so disgusting. Entonces le ofrecemos a ella, a los crushes de ella, que aquí estamos nosotras para ella. Si Arlene traga semen o no, entonces yo voy, depende de eso. Pues si Arlene traga semen, quizás no trago para verme diferente que ella. Si alguien traga semen, entonces empiezo a tragarle semen. Quizás ellos están like, me tocaba decir si tú tragas semen o no, porque tiene Yandalir y trague semen cuando se hace pasar por ti. Ew. They're disgusting. They're so gross. When I was 2 years old, I think, I was on this situation, and then his brother was behind me. And if that happened, and I remember correctly, she walked up to the three of us, started looking like, what is that? And started sucking Menorito's dick and getting on Menorito's ass with the look of I can do better than her when referring to me. So that's their wife. That's their what? That was what else am I getting one water? So vegan decapitating me Gentile Cindy Lorenzo. Okay, even as an adult stalks me so gross. They wanna kill me, these leeches. Porque even though they're married to her, she stalks me to try to find out who I will date that is better than them to leave them for someone else. So they're so dumb and stupid that they kill people. For that's not sex anymore. Adios, this guy. I'm bored. I rated this for fun. What else? Hey, I'm just browsing this. What else? They're trying to traffic me into my parents' home. And mom may not even want me there because they think they can walk into my parents' home freely and possibly rape me. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. What is this? North what I thought. What else? I'm bored. Ooh, Pinstack. I want to visit. That would be cute. What else? These pages are long. CVS Energy. That doesn't happen to girls that didn't have a grandma while growing up. They're disgusting. They're bigots. So gross. So they're like, Arlene didn't have a set of grandparents that were alive and I didn't get to dine with them or see what they were. So I'm trying to kill Arlene. So they go on to create excuses that girls without a set of grandparents go on to suffer because they read the. They're stupid. Everything that they read, whether it's good or bad, they apply it to people. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. Ew. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Those boys were so pretty back then. What else? They probably hate me if I turn into a fucking toilet back then. Pero they apply always the wrong thing. That wasn't intentional though. I don't mistreat people that way. Never have, never will. I can't be charged for anything that I did in my past, so even if I killed someone when I was 3. His adult behavior towards me is what matters to a court, so he could get the death penalty. His death penalty working for all the abuse of him. Towards me, that's not self-defense. Supposedly, I killed someone last week, or I found out that one of them was married to someone when I was 3. And he could not be with another person. People divorce. People move on. People move town sometimes and they don't see each other. And they want to live there. Yeah, it's not. So, you're that tank top is so pretty. What? What else le dieron una biblioteca en cada esquina de San Antonio so that when they would visit to see their family or whatever they have here or their half brother, they would feel acclimated and all them and now they want more. Well, they can meet people. Like everyone stays in Bernie, living in their libraries and reading there. So people out of generosity said, well, they're very attractive. People there see them. So here, you have places to meet people. Do the right thing and don't rape. Doesn't get it. Wants to mock people that visits library to hook up with people. Possibly literally got hired. That I shouldn't have to visit a library to meet someone when I met him when I was a child. He doesn't behave like a man. If he had not abused me so much, he would have gotten laid already. So he doesn't want it. Either way, I'm not his therapist anymore too. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What is there here? What's else? I want a spa treatment from the JW Marriott. Or I'm not consider it a spa. No, I can read that. What is the Spice of Life Catering? Arroz frito, verduras, mini kebabs, pork mini kebabs, Japanese cheesecake. What else? What else? What else? What else? I want to visit the museum. Any other adult events with Jaden. I visited with Kaylani. I'm not upset if I don't make it there to do that because I took Jaden on his birthday to downtown Disney and the arcade place that no longer exists. And I didn't take Kaylani there. No. But did we visit again? That's so weird. I may have to go back with them both right away. Oh, that's so weird. Possibly. Jaden was at a sleepover with someone here in San Antonio one day. So I was like, you know, I just head over to the museum and that was it. Talking to a judge here, most likely, and to people that wish to give me money. I'm waiting for the right moment. So I'm not talking to any of those issues that steal from me para que me diga, cuando mi nota estaba abierta, es disponible para ella. That's what they promote about themselves. They're so disgusting. They're not family just because they have my last name. They're not family. They're so gross. Ew, 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 ew. They're disgusting. You can the copy the genies and the latest one so sorry. That behind the scenes technology, it was a sleepover. It took Kaylani to the museum as my second cousin. And Kaylani's third cousin. That's some money. You're gonna take them to Genies and the radio Carolina para que lo bailaran desnudo. They're disgusting. They won't impose. I raise my children. When does the bus get here? I think it's honey. And what else? E-commerce. 97679. We're also going to visit San Antonio for the 7 minutes. Then I'm leaving. I'm asking, hey bus driver, for a free ride on a bus to get to HEB. I don't have any money and I want it documented because I'm sticking the death penalty for everyone that steals from me. And that gets in the way of me receiving money. I'm talking that behind this NATO Interpol. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security. They want my password to pretend that they're my husband. My siblings are so disgusting. Jeannie and Lily is so disgusting. She killed my mother, Gloria Nisa, to tell me that she sleeps with her mom by trying to tell me, no, so don't be that flashy, no, okay. Like the most random shit, trying to make it sexual and raping me. And then be like, I'm her mother now. They're embarrassing. They're embarrassing. They're so gross. They don't understand polyamory. They're so gross. They're stupid. Anyways, that's all the money that I have right now. Toilet paper for my apartment. What else? take out trash that in my apartment full. What else? What else? Describe injustice is what a lot of people possibly said that they describe injustice. And by now he's right by everyone the planet feels like. So people are slow to react to give me money. Even though I'm a victim. It happens, people say. Or people get hurt. Or we want to see the picture. How attractive is he? What's your type if you have a type? You want to go into it because? What? I'm gonna find my dog. My dog. What else? 50 cents. I can buy two most of the toilet paper. With what I have in my bank account. And the cash that I have in my wallet. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I need to toss this card. I think I used all the money that I had in it. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I want to pretend that they live with me. Always a judge telling them that when they show up to arrest them and mock them. And they're like, why don't you live with me for a while in court? Then why question? But if people like you didn't exist, I would have to get a job like this. What? Schwab says, get a job, maybe then you'll have money. Stop acting like a victim and get out there. If you legal immigrants, you get a job. You get an application for live restart there. It can only help you. People are stupid. Can I reply to this comment? Just tag the FBI. One kill. FBI. Can I tell that? No moment. I don't need to. Interesting. Why can't I work so strong? I don't have money for food. I don't have an apartment. I don't have money for entertainment. I don't have money for transportation. I don't have money for a wardrobe. I don't have money for a home for myself. Dating can only to provide for myself. It can only work as an extension of life, not something that's imposed onto one for one to survive. And I don't want to work. What else? 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 Anyways, blocking. Schwab says you need to work. Anyways, hide this user on this. I'll post this. Oh, but the message was deleted. Unhide user. Taking a screenshot that didn't delete the message. Porque that's what subliminal can also trying to get me to kill myself. They're disgusting. Yeah. What else? 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 They're telenovela fans who, so they try to take roles of people who, and try to give out roles while seeking the penalty for that person. commented as Schwab. I'll just have to mirror for them too. Oh, I'll do that right up on my phone. That's this live. They take a screenshot of me like this. They're like, that's every cuarentona, I guess single mother doesn't have money and didn't have a grandma thinking about mamarme la tota, right? They're disgusting. They're disgusting. They're so gross. They're disgusting. So una basura, una asquerosidad. I don't ever want that near me. In the meantime, I want money so I can eat. And it won't be them. That I've been saying for decades. I'm like, but daddy, I'm not gonna date them. He's like, you have to kill them in self-defense first. He really takes care of my wishes. Like, first things first, those were your first thoughts. Kill them in self-defense. And then on to date. What else? What else? I'm that kid that when she was a baby, supposedly they would look while I was wearing what is that? A cloth diaper, and they're like, "Oh, she's about to. Let's take her to the
Thank you for calling Key.
Para español, diga español.
Please tell me your card number.
I'm bored.
Okay, I found it. Please say the last 4 digits of your social security number.
5824.
Sorry, I didn't get that. Please say or enter the last 4 digits of your social security number. Please say or enter the 3 digits printed on the signature tab on the back of your card. Thanks. Just a moment. Your available balance is $0. Which would you like?
So I can toss this. This is an old card. And 856 455 282. Not even with a debit card on my hand, he gives me back my money right away.
Reach cardholder services or Reliant Card. Your US Bank ReliantCard.com website.
He's been conditioned by people to think of me as a 2-year-old, so he gives me a with it.
Your call may be monitored or recorded for quality purposes. We found a card in our system associated with this phone number. Please enter the last 4 digits of your social security number. Enter this 3-digit security code found on the back of your card. Text alerts allow you to monitor your card activity and check your card's available balance at any time, all from the convenience of your mobile phone. When you give us your mobile phone number, we have your permission to send text message alerts to that number about your account. Messaging and data rates may apply. Once enrolled, you will be given the opportunity to choose the alerts you'd like to receive. To enroll in text alerts now, press 1. The current balance available for use on your card is $0.57. To obtain your account balance,
That was enough for toilet paper. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? 407. Those that they're stupid. They're like Sonia, un baile la invitaron por Facebook. It's like you destroyed her finances, or her Facebook became of the people that she's seeking the death penalty for. Not her social media, like social outlook in life. They're looking to rape people. That's why a lot of people are like, rather let me die, I won't get in trouble with the court if she dies. Because I'm like so far away with, like, I have so much responsibility that I can be like, there was someone else. If I'm gonna give money, I'll give money to her kids, maybe. But in this situation, they make it so stressful. It's like, how do they get the money? That's why one makes one's kids independent too. Like, you can attend all that. Like, I could have homeschooled them or keep them illiterate, but one doesn't, so that they have opportunity to be independent, get to college if they want to, or to place to dine where they can be seen independently. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. They're always talking shit, literally raping each other. So disgusting. Those people that are girl. You can decapitate my homies for the sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of your saving money. So I Jaden Kehlani and I die. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. When I'm financially stable, we're going to travel the planet and meet people. Ideally, polyamorous men. I'm excited about them. Also, we acquired like 4 babies. That will be female. I'm excited with the aesthetic that I like. That I stay true to myself. What else? What else? What else? I need to tan. Ideally, want to lose weight. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. What else? You can decapitate Ginny Jandali to Soros Suarez. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and sons that rape me to steal my money and get in the way of yours. And nothing says I don't have a relationship with you. And I don't like you sexually. Like, saying I'm seeking the death penalty for them is what people have said to them. They're like, wait until she's seeking the death penalty for her baby's daddy then. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. They plan to terrorize my kids with, like, well, I guess you didn't like your dad's sperm. Well, let me tell you, Jaden, as your third cousin, I don't like that my dad and my mom are polyamorous. And when my dad leaves, I'm like, where is his dick? Why is it in me right now? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate my homies, daughters, and sons, that rape me, that's the only money you get in the way of mercy. What else? 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 I'm bored. I'm bored. That's the only thing that is fake, liking his mother sexually just to stay part of their tribe. What? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I heard that's a requirement that one has to agree to, or one have sex with my homie and his mother for one to have sex with him. What? decades ago. What else? 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 In the meantime, when I'm financially stable, I plan to travel, plan and meet people. Ideally, polyamorous men. I'm excited about that. You can decapitate my homies, fathers, sons. Narrate me to steal my money and get in the way of receiving money. It's April 27th, 2025. Is this live? 407. I'm bored. Oh, AR Blue Sky, facebook.com/AR Blue Sky, porque if this poverty is happening onto me, you're the embarrassing one. And then what? What else? What else? And let themselves get added. They want to be talking about me. They think they're in and closer to letting me rape them. They're scary as fuck that they'll try to mob rape me. They're planning that. It's scary. I've heard they're disgusting. Ew, 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 ew. That's more accurate. This person said to me that I should be working. But why? Oh, él se la pasa behind the scenes. Ja, ja, ja. Le dieron un bochorling online a alguien. Ew, 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 ew. He's called me una vividora before, as if that's a bad thing. And he thinks that I'm planning a date with him. Never. I already had to even tag them on Facebook and say, you don't have a chance with me ever. They should be embarrassed that they bullied me and they steal from me and starve me on purpose. Ew, 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 ew. They're disgusting. I don't ever want them near me. Oh, let's see. What else? 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 I'm bored. I'm bored. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate everyone that stays in my home so I can't be with my man. You can decapitate everyone that steals my vehicle so I can't be with my man. You can decapitate everyone that steals my money so I can't be with my man. You can decapitate everyone that gets in the way of me receiving money so I can't be with my man. I'm aiming for at least thousands of people to get the death penalty for stealing from me, for staying in my homes without my permission, for stealing my vehicles, for getting in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate my homies, fathers, and sons. Now rape me, to steal my money, and get in the way of me receiving money. It's April 27th, 2025. You can decapitate Evelyn Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Gilbert Lorenzo Acevedo. That rape my homies, fathers, and sons. You can decapitate Evelyn Lorenzo Acevedo, Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Gilbert Lorenzo Acevedo. That stay in my homes without my permission, steal my vehicles, get in the way of me receiving money, and steal my money so I can't date because my siblings are trying to rape me. They're so disgusting. You can decapitate Evelyn Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Gilbert Lorenzo Acevedo. They're always seeking revenge. They're so disgusting. They spilled their milk yesterday and they're still crying over it. They're so gross. They're disturbing. They're so gross. Ew, 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 ew. They're always crying over spilled milk. They're so disgusting. They're so devastated. What's going on? Not taking Jake. I don't need to cry over spilled milk. These people are always crying over spilled milk. They're so disgusting. They're so disgusting. She won't let me rape her. They're embarrassing. Ew. They're of adult age and everything. Four. Yes. What? What? Anyways, let me block these messages. Yeah. No, I'm trying to find it. I already did. What else? What else? So, heading over to the bus stop. So I don't ask. I don't know why to HEB. I don't have any money. Oh, and my dogs. What else? You can copy that you need to love you to some of those orders. That stays in my home, so I can't be with my man. She steals my vehicle, so I can't be with my man. She steals my money, so I can't be with my man. She gets in the way of me receiving money, so I can't be with my man. That's been going on for more than 20 years. You can decapitate how many sons that rape me, that steal my money, and get in the way of me receiving money. It's April 27, 2025.